Hi everybody, welcome to Thursday and welcome to my channel, Hey What's Cooking. So today I will be presenting another dessert. Okay. So why dessert? Because I want to start the year on a sweet note. Okay, so what do we need? So today for the dessert you need French vanilla ice cream. Okay, so the good thing about this ice cream is that it's gluten-free. Good. Okay, so this brand, I love this brand, so good. And you need cut oranges. Okay. And coconut flakes. And you need chocolate shavings or chocolate pieces, or that chocolate that's cut into small pieces. Okay, so I use dark chocolate because dark chocolate goes so well with orange, yeah, and vanilla ice cream. All right, okay, so what do you need to do? So like, remember the last time I made this recipe, strawberry delight? So this one works the same. Okay, so it's like you layer one on top of the other. Okay, a little bit of vanilla ice cream. Okay, let me do that. It's a bit melted, but not too bad. Okay. Alright. Okay. And then you put oranges. Okay. So I'm going to put oranges, tons of oranges, because I love oranges. Okay. And a little bit of dark chocolate. Okay. And coconut flakes. Okay. And another layer of vanilla ice cream. Oh, so creamy. Yum. Okay. Okay, so today I'm not going to make too much because I try to avoid sweets, you know, so I'm going to put just a little bit. Yeah. Okay. And orange juice. Tons of oranges. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? And then you put dark chocolate on top. And you put coconut flakes again. Okay. And another layer of vanilla ice cream. Ooh, looks good. Okay. Alright. Oh, so good. Okay. And oranges. Okay, I'm going to garnish with oranges because that's the final layer. See? And you need chocolate flakes. Oh my goodness, looks so nice. Ah, looks so beautiful. Okay. And coconut flakes. Just just a little bit more. Look at that. Wow. Look at that. Okay. So why, let me put aside the ice cream. So why am I doing this video about dessert again? Because I was thinking very hard, you know. I was thinking very hard, and I love oranges. I mean, what better way than to have a dessert that is, you know, you use oranges and at the same time you use coconut flakes and you use I ran out of chocolate, and you use dark chocolate. So I mean, what better way, you know? So I was just thinking, because you know, with the vanilla ice cream, it's nice on its own, but when you add oranges, yeah, it's really nice. Okay, and when you add the dark chocolate flakes, it adds a little oomph to it, because there's this you know, dark chocolate, there's not much sugar, and it's dark, and it's a little bit bitter, not that sweet, not like milk chocolate, and but the sweetness comes from the orange already and the vanilla ice cream. So there's a very, very good mix, and these flavors complement with each other, and I love coconut flakes, and with the coconut flakes, it's like, oh my god, it's so nice. So that's why I was thinking of this recipe, and I was thinking another thing too, and that each component is just as important. Okay, we need the ice cream, of course we need the ice cream, yeah, and we need the ice cream alone. The ice cream alone is good on its own. Okay, and we need I mean, you know, in order to make this dessert even nicer, you need the oranges and the chocolate flakes. I mean, the chocolate flakes, and the coconut flakes. Okay, and I was just reflecting that each ingredient is equally important. So why this video? Why this dessert? Because I was thinking of starting the new year on a sweet note, as I mentioned. And what better way to start it on, you know, with a dessert? I mean, last week I started with a dessert. This week I'm starting with a dessert. And I've been reflecting on recent times what has been going on in the US, and especially yesterday, what happened in Washington. It was a very sad event, and I was just thinking, you know, what does the world need now? What do people need now? Okay, I came across, and hang on, let me wipe the stove first, because I don't want my cards to get dirty. So I was reflecting on, you know, what to say today, and I would like to present to you today these 3 cards. Okay. The first card is unexpected. So as I think for most of you, if you have followed my videos through the weeks, you would have chance upon this card, you know, unexpected, right? So as you can see that it's foggy. What is obvious is that there's a lot of fog, and the person is riding on a bike in that you know, in that foggy environment, and but beyond here you cannot see anything. You can only see here. It looks like a pathway. This could be like a pedestrian, or you know, a path
where the cyclists could ride, you know. So beyond here, you cannot see anything. So what we can infer is that it could be a bridge, or it could be like a bridgeway, or not bridgeway, a place like, you know, the cyclists could cycle. And so 2020 has been a very challenging year for all of us. We have gone through many unexpected stuff, you know, like the lockdown, the election, and everything, many stuff, and COVID, of course. And when we started this year, okay, yesterday, the elections, I mean, not elections, the what happened in Washington DC, it saddened many of us, because there was, you know, there was violence, there were protests, and it was unexpected. Okay, so it was chaotic. So how do we make sense of it? How do we make sense of stuff like that? How do we get through the unexpected in life? Many of us, we will encounter unexpected events in our lives. For example, sudden death of someone, or for example, sudden loss of a job, or for example, sudden, you know, poor health, unexpected events. So what helps us to tide through that? What gives us the strength? So the second card would be it's hug. So we can see that two children are hugging each other, and this card always gives me a very warm and fuzzy feeling, because I still work with children, and I work with youth. As mentioned, I'm a psychologist. I work with adults, and I love working with children and youth, because they have that innocence, and that, you know, that spark in them. Yeah, so it gives me a very warm feeling. So as I mentioned about the unexpected events, so what gives us that strength? People around us. People around us. And which leads to the third card. But before I mention the third card, I've realized, as most of you who have listened or who have watched my videos would know that I'm a Singaporean. I have a green card in the US. I have two homes. One in Singapore, you know. I feel like I have two homes, you know. One in Singapore and one in the US, and I love these two countries. I've only been in the US for 20 months. So, but from what I have observed, that there has been a great divide. Like many of my friends would comment that somebody has just unfriended them because of their comments, or because of their votes, and because of their differences in opinions, and because of their different perceptions of what's happening, what's going around. And I just feel that as a community, let us build bridges. Let us join hands together. Let us be united. We are human beings. We go through heartaches. We go through stresses. We go through difficulties. You know, someone has said that two is better than one. You know, that cord of three strands is not easily broken. So let's build bridges instead of building walls. We need each other, especially during unexpected times. You know, difficulties. We need each other. We need each other. So, build bridges. When was the last time you picked up the phone and called someone that mattered? Or when was the last time you picked up the phone and talked to someone whom you have a conflict with and you don't want to talk to the person anymore? It could be your friend, it could be a loved one, or it could be, your family member that you have not talked to your brother or sister or father or mother or, for many years, or talk to someone or a close friend because you felt you were really angry and the both of you had conflicts, and when was the last time you talked to the person? So today, write a little note. Or if it's difficult for you to pick up the phone, write a little note to the person. Or, or build bridges is in other ways. Like, for example, you could write an encouraging note to a friend. Say, hey, I'm thinking of you, you've got this. So, bridge. I love this word. It's such a beautiful word, bridge. And I like it because you can see the both of them are very different. One has green hair, the other one has brown hair. And of course one is male and the other is female, but they are listening to music, and it's interesting that they're sharing the headphones. You can see that. I was reading an article about a recent earthquake in Japan a few years ago, and what really touched me was how the community rallied around and they supported each other. So when they had to collect the rice, they would line up orderly, in an orderly fashion, or they would look out for each other. If a neighbor didn't have rice, they would, look out for the neighbor and say that, hey, I understand you don't have rice, let me collect it for you. And it really inspired me. It's like, wow. I mean, out of that chaos, out of that unexpected event, it would be so easy to just, look out for themselves. But they looked out for their neighbors too. So today's message would be build bridges. Build a bridge, instead of walls. Okay, I would like to share with you a story, before I end. And just before I share that story to you, let me quote to you what Dr. Martin Luther King said. Okay, I save it in my phone. He said, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. And that's the quote from Dr. Martin Luther King. And let me share with you this story. And this story is taken from Points of View, Flow, the series Flow, okay? And the title of the story is called Bridge. Once upon a time, two brothers who lived on adjoining farms fell into conflict. Their long collaboration fell apart. It exploded into an exchange of bitter words followed by weeks of silence. One morning, there was a knock on the older brother's door. He opened it to find a man with a carpenter's toolbox. Perhaps you would have a few small jobs here and there, the man asked. Yes, said the older brother. Look across the creek at that farm. That's my neighbor. It's my younger brother. See that pile of lumber curing by the barn? I want you to build me a fence, so I won't need to see his place anymore. The carpenter said, I think I understand the situation. Show me the nails and the post hole digger, and I'll be able to do a job that pleases you. The carpenter worked hard all that day, measuring, sawing, nailing, At sunset, when the farmer returned, the carpenter had just finished his job. The carpenter's eyes opened wide, his jaw dropped. No, sorry, not the carpenter. Sorry about that. The farmer's eyes opened wide and his jaw dropped. There was no fence there at all. It was a bridge. The neighbor, his younger brother, was coming across, his hand outstretched. You are quite a fellow to build this bridge after all I've said and done. The two brothers stood at each end of the bridge, and then they met in the middle, taking each other's hand. They turned to see the carpenter hoist his toolbox on his shoulder. No, wait, stay a few days, said the older brother. I'd love to stay on, the carpenter said, but I have many more bridges to build. And that's the story of Bridge, and it's taken from Points of View series Flow. Okay, so there's this quote that says, from Lisa Wingate. So Lisa Wingate says this: fear builds walls instead of bridges. I want a life of bridges, not walls. So today, this week, this year, focus on building bridges instead of walls. So have a happy new year, have an awesome year, and may this year bring you many blessings, hope, and joy. Okay, so see you next week, and thank you for listening or for staying, for watching my channel, Hey What's Cooking. See you next week. Talk to you.